Trevor, Kyle, can you guys tell me why it's been almost a year since we've chatted? I'll wait.
Honestly, we've been like working on so much new stuff and like trying to really hone in on like this EP that is coming, and like I feel like it's crazy when you see how long it's actually been, but we've been doing sessions every week and just like
it's like one of those things where you're like, all right, sick, top of the year, we're gonna be ready to go, and then here we are. But we're really excited.
So what you're saying is I am a casualty of your EP.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, what's so crazy to me is we've chatted a few times on America's Dance 30, and if you want to get to know the guys at TELYKast, just search the past episodes. You can get to know them with Finky's Firsts and Finky's Favorites, but you guys are one of the artists that we still have never met in real life.
Oh my
I think
God.
no, we did briefly in Miami 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
radio.
At the table, yeah.
So quick.
Oh my God, you guys did come through Radio Row.
It was really quick,
So,
though. Yeah, it was really quick.
Well, we have to make a proper in real life meeting at some point. TELYKast, welcome back to America's Dance 30.
Thank you for having
Thank
us. How are you?
I'm good. Besides that, I'm great. You know, you guys have a lot of great stuff coming up, including the EP that we mentioned and a brand new smash off of the EP. But before we talk all about that, how have you guys been?
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't complain. Playing shows.
Yeah.
Um,
Holidays were good. The beginning of
Great
the year
holiday.
it was, I guess, always a little slower, like January, February, and now everything's like really cranking again.
kicking in gear, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of your shows, you know, you guys have been playing all over the world, doing pool parties, doing sold-out club shows, doing festivals. Do you guys have a preference what type of show you like to do more?
For me, it's like all about the energy, but I don't know. They're all so different, but they're all fun in their own ways.
My thing is always like, there's always like, even if there's 100 people, if like those people are there for you versus like playing for 10,000 people and they might not know your music. I prefer the other one, having less people, because those people are like so much more engaged in singing the songs. And like, even like 2 weekends ago, we were in DC and like we were third on main and we didn't really know what to expect, but about 20 minutes in, it was pretty slammed and like all the people were there like for us, and that's like the cool feeling. So it's like seeing that versus playing for a packed room that like maybe they don't know who you are yet, or like it's like always like that kind of opposite effect. But
yeah, I totally get that mindset. I'm exact opposite, though. Like when I'm speaking to people, I would rather speak to a large crowd.
That makes sense.
Yeah, instead of like a small meeting where there's like 10 people and everybody's staring at you.
Well,
You get more
in terms of like
nervous.
nerves and
Yeah.
stuff, that's
for the
definitely
small ones,
case.
because you can see everyone's face.
You can like
see,
practically hear them like breathing.
Oh my God, I'm having like PTSD flashbacks. So we used to have managers meetings where we would sit in a conference room and we would go around the table and everybody would talk about their department. And as it was going around the table, getting closer and closer to me, I could feel my neck just tensing up, sweating. I would be like holding my water like, oh my God, it's the worst.
It's so funny because like a festival, it's like, you know, you're so far from sometimes the people in the front, they can't really see you. I mean, sometimes there's cameras and stuff, but like you don't worry about that, like looking like you're sweating.
Right. And it's so funny. Everybody I talk to, they're really surprised when I say I'm more comfortable getting on stage speaking to like 15, 20,000 people, more so than speaking in front of like 50 people. Because again, like you're not like feeling the beady eyes on you.
It is actually way different. It's kind of funny.
Well, let's talk about some amazing stuff. Before we talk about the EP, let's talk about the first smash off of it, Free. How was this song born with x.o.anne?
Yeah, so we did a session with her and Sophie Simmons, who's also a very talented writer. we kind of had the idea for like sort of what we wanted the song to be about and kind of our EP, which is like kind of like a freeing feeling and like the nostalgic feeling of that dance music gave you, in the early 2000s and things like that. And this song kind of just came out like really effortlessly.
Super naturally. Yeah. That's really, going into like this EP of like the perfect single to describe and the feeling that we're like going for is kind of like what Trev was saying, like the 2012, just like classic golden age, like really meaningful music. And I feel like that's always been like what we prefer to do. And I feel like it's kind of been like missing in the scene as of the last few years. And like all these songs are great for live, but I feel like they're forgotten after like a month or even a week at some of them. So it's like for us to bring back really big, meaningful, anthemic feelings is the goal.
Yeah.
So
and when we wrote the song too, and she started singing it, her voice just kind of has that feeling too. And we were like, damn, this is like perfect.
Yeah.
And we kind of rushed that one to the front of the EP.
Yeah, she really did an amazing job on the vocals. Not to compare singers, but she's got that Hala sound to her.
Absolutely.
It's that like big, powerful kind of emotional vocal that like we were just completely looking for, and kind of going in like it just happened. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she did an amazing job. Well, you talked about that you've been working on it for a while. How long ago did you start working on the song?
That song was actually not as long as some of the other ones on the EP.
Wasn't it in January?
Yeah.
Early January.
But yeah, that one was actually kind of sooner. And like, we kind of were like, oh, damn, this is literally exactly what we've been going for the EP. So we're like, let's put this one out.
And we were doing sessions like 2-3 a week and like trying to find the EP is going to be 5 songs. And like every time we'd have a session, we'd literally like one up the previous one. And like, it was kind of like,
we had like 1 or 2 slots that we knew were like available still on the EP. And we're like, all right, let's just try for the next few months while everything else is getting dialed into like write songs and come up with something good. And that one just happened to be so like good that we were like, that one actually came together pretty quick compared to some of the other ones we've had for like a bit longer of a time.
Well,
many more versions. Yeah. That's actually like the first version kind of the song, which is cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, my follow-up question is always, I love finding out the final V of a song. So was there not a lot of tweaking that went on with Free?
I should look at it, but like it was like at least the first like style of production is the production that it is. It definitely, I mean, obviously millions of little tweaks.
Millions.
We've also learned through
BPM
the last
changes.
few years. Yeah, actually, that is a good thing to point out. We did raise it from 128 to 130.
Yeah, and then like we realized that we almost submitted the 128 one for some of like the things. So then like, yeah, it's like a whole process doing that, because then you have to bounce all the stems again at like 130, because like there's different ways to do it to make it sound a certain way. And then we kind of decided on like the best way to do it, which is also the longest way, which is to like rebounce everything at like that. And then that was actually a lot of versions.
Well, I'm glad you guys finally came down with the version that you did, because it is such a smash. Let's talk about the EP. What can fans expect?
Something we for sure know is a follow-up to Unbreakable with Sam Gray, which we're super excited about. We actually posted it on TikTok a few times, and it's been like super reactive. And I feel like he's like the perfect one. We've been like working on a few with him, and like this feels just like a perfect like alignment of the Unbreakable feeling, and we're super excited about that. And then we have another one with we're allowed to say it.
Yeah, are we allowed to?
Yeah, with Winona Oaks. She's been on the Garrick's track, and she has a lot of crazy stuff coming.
Yeah,
and
super
so we're
cool.
really excited about that. And then another one called Feel Again, which is with this girl Moa, an incredible writer from Sweden, and she's actually going to be, I think she has one song out, but this is going to be like kind of propelling and starting her artist project as well. And then the final song is still
somewhat in the air,
but we're really excited. It's like it's a good
problem to have when you have
cohesive body of work.
Yeah, like we were saying, we kind of like, it's the same kind of vibe that we were saying with the song Free, where it's just nostalgic, kind of like music that makes you feel something, and just very much music that feels like it's timeless in a way is kind of like what we're going for. So,
well, you mentioned Sam Gray, so my next question kind of worries me, because when we chatted almost a year ago, I think you had mentioned that you had Sam Gray on another song. How long ago did you start working on this EP?
That one was how old was that one?
This song we've had for probably like 2 years, and it was never produced fully
Yeah.
until I'd say the last like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a long time, but we just like never could get a production that we felt suited the vocal how it should.
Production
Yeah.
also, like, it's like, 6 months go by and then you're like, oh damn, like
This sounds dated.
yeah,
This
you got to
isn't-
redo
yeah.
this. So that happens a lot with those kind of older songs, but we knew that song itself was like really powerful. We have we have more with Sam Gray that are also amazing, but those could come out eventually too.
As artists that not only put out original music, but you put out remixes and mashups as well, is it hard to hold on to music and not just release it the second it's done?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. I mean, especially as
if
like,
it's reactive.
yeah, as like artists and like producers, it's like all we do is that. And it's like you're so excited about something like the day you finish it. And it's like I was even looking back at some of our texts, like when I was searching like an older song, and then like we were like, this song's so amazing. Like the hype was like so crazy. I was like, wow, we really did love that song.
Yeah.
And then you get to like hearing it 1,000 times and like 2 years later, and you're like, is this still good? Like, but then you look back in your text, you're like, oh yeah,
It's good.
and we loved it. Yeah.
What is the longest you've ever held on to a song?
You
I
got
think
me
for
was
sure
pretty
the Georgia
insane.
one. Yeah, you got me.
That was like 3-4 years or something.
Stop.
I don't know exactly how long. Maybe I'm over
No,
exaggerating.
it
but
for sure was.
was
It was like
long.
well before COVID.
that one
Through
had
COVID.
many versions.
Yeah, like
as well.
yeah. So
Well, I know Georgia is also somebody that holds on to songs for a long time, as a lot of songwriters do. They write so much that it never gets done.
Yeah. The thing about vocals too is like they are kind of timeless, because like a good vocal can go over like any sort of modern production, I guess. Like, so it doesn't really matter how old it is. Like if it's a good vocal,
Yeah, absolutely.
productions can age and like be a little different.
But you could fix that. I mean, that's not a problem. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear this EP. I mean, Free is such a smash. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on the EP. You've got your upcoming show in New York, your first headlining show later this year, which is amazing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna be in
We're super excited about those.
first week or second week of October.
Well, Trevor, Kyle, let's not make it a year until the next time we chat.
Please. Yes. And we need to get together ASAP.
Absolutely. In
longer than,
real
like, 5
life.
minutes.
Yes, absolutely. TELYKast, thank you so much for your time
Thank
on
you so
America's
much.
Dance 30.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Brian.
it.